Thank you for joining us on Merit Matters, a virtual series highlighting current events, industry experts, and local community engagement. I'm your host, Tammy Birklid, Principal of Merit Construction. This month, we're doing a special mini-series to highlight gratitude. I've asked a few team members of Merit to join me, exploring gratitude in the workplace, at home, and as a whole. Today, I have Merit's Controller, Danielle Welch. I've had the pleasure of working with Danielle for almost 10 years. We've been by each other's side through good times as well as hardships. It's not always easy, but together we've managed to remain grateful through it all. Thank you so much for joining me today, Danielle. I'm excited to talk to you. You know, we talk a lot to industry experts and people we know that we've worked with in the past, but I don't get a lot of opportunities to talk to the people that I work with every single day, that I depend on, that I couldn't do this stuff without. And so I'm excited to have you, especially in this podcast about gratitude, when you are absolutely one of the people I'm most grateful for. And like I said, I depend on you every single day. So I think this is a fun one for us to do. And I just want to ask you a couple questions and hear from your perspective, kind of what you think is important about gratitude and how it changes the world in the workplace. And of course, if you have anything from a personal perspective as well. So my first question for you is, how do you help cultivate a culture of gratitude?
When I think about gratitude, I think that the first thing that comes to mind is gaining perspective and finding a way to kind of take a step back and see the big picture, whether it's, your personal life or your work life. And gaining that perspective, I think, can come from a few different ways. It might be traveling, it might be having a relationship or a friendship with someone who's older than you or younger than you or different from a belief system point of view or something like that, where it allows you to kind of understand how life might be different for other people. And that way lets you see how, what might be special about your life when, in the day to day, it's so easy just to kind of focus on, tackling problems and, getting through the day. Whereas this might let you see the little things that are going well. And I think it's easy to be grateful for the big things. So say you get something material like TV, cars, something like that. It's easy to be naturally grateful for that. And, that's exciting. But what I found is that it's really helpful for me to focus on the small things, kind of practice that regularly and remind myself it's not necessarily normal to wake up in a house that's safe or to have healthy food and have all of those things that, you might be looking at your neighbor and it might seem completely natural and normal to have all of those things. But if you take a bigger step back, it just allows you a little bit of insight as to why that's special. And the more you do that, I find the more it kind of becomes part of who you are and allows you to maybe focus on the positive and all the things that are going well.
Oh, I love that. And so funny, because I was literally last night thinking about, I went to the grocery store yesterday and I was running out of satsumas and apples. And I was like, I literally eat those every single day. And I had given one of the satsumas to my niece and she wanted another one. And I was thinking, there are people who don't have healthy food to eat. And it's crazy to think about it, but we are so incredibly blessed for the small things like that, which I guess in some instances it's life-changing. It's not a small thing. I love what you're saying, and I've never even really thought about that. Like, it's almost like if you're having trouble being grateful or finding gratitude in your daily life, you're saying, take a step back and get a different perspective. So many times I think we get caught up in the minutia of our own life and we focus on something and make it kind of a big deal. And then we're stuck in our circumstances and we feel kind of trapped in whatever's happening. And it's like you're saying, it's not even about you in that instance. Like, if you can't find gratitude on your own, then take a step back and look at it from another person's perspective. And I think that's so true and really wise. And I think people do get stuck, and it's helpful what you just said to be able to find a new way to look at something and to be able to find a way to be excited and be glad. And I also love the thing you said about the little things, because I think that's so true. You can look at your safe home or your warm home and those types of things, but it's little things like fresh water and the rain when it's been too dry, or a rainbow, or just the smallest things that I think we sometimes in the busyness of life have kind of gotten away from recognizing and really appreciating. So I think that's awesome, and I really appreciate your perspective on that.
It's kind of fun to like with my girls, they are always such a good reminder of what, putting things in perspective, where it happened a couple weeks ago when it was stormy here and the lights were flickering, and they are always the first ones to get excited. And even now, as they're getting older, if the power goes out, they are super excited about it. They'll get out all the candles in the house, or like it's time to sit in front of the fire. Everything, it's like all the big stresses of the world go away, and we all just get to hang out and kind of get back to basics.
Yeah,
But it's a
so
good reason.
true. Yeah, you basically can't do anything else. And it's so funny and such a testament to who you are as a mom that they're like so pumped that they get to sit around in the dark with you with your undivided attention. I love
Yeah.
that. So, what's an aspect of your work that you're grateful for?
There's a lot of things I'm really grateful for. One thing that I really appreciate is how focused we are on work-life balance and family. It was funny. I was reading something on LinkedIn the other day where there was a interview that was happening, and the interviewer asked the candidate whether he had kids or not even thinking about the fact that, you're not supposed to ask that, and you might get in trouble for that. And it kind of made me smile, because I was like, that's exactly who we are. We wouldn't even think twice about having it be a problem. It's not something that gets in the way. We're a better company for letting everybody have a good work-life balance, and then they can come to work knowing that everything's taken care of. And I think that's a huge positive, and I'm really grateful for that. And my family is really grateful for that, and it's made us better as a whole. So that's one thing. Something else I'm really grateful for is, I think it's every company's goal to be like innovative and cutting edge and things like that. But what I like about us, and what I think is very cool for the employees who work here, is that everybody has an opportunity to truly bring things to the table without feeling like there's going to be a negative consequence. And it's encouraged that we get feedback from other people, whether they're on the project team or not, and that we work and truly collaborate together. And then that way, instead of having, 3 ideas on the table, we might have 5. And instead of having, 60 years of experience, we might have 100. And it's just such a positive situation that really allows everybody to grow. And I think overall, it's better for the company, it's better for us personally, and it's better for the project at the end of the day. So that's something else that I'm really grateful for, that I think, it's not just a buzzword to us, it's really who we try to be.
Mhm. Yeah, and that I believe in that, and I think it's so interesting to get everyone's perspective. And I always think, why in the world would we want to have only 2 of the 5 of us have input on this when somebody might have experienced this exact thing? A lot of our people have been in construction for over 20 years. They've experienced a lot of things, and so it's so good to have everybody's input, and or their thumbs up, even if it's just, hey, this is what we're thinking, do you see any holes in our line of thinking? I think that's great, and I love that we work really hard to foster an environment where everybody feels safe. Like you were saying, everybody feels like it's truly good to bring questions to the table, and people don't feel that sense of, sometimes I think in work environments, there's a threat or something, there other people might have job security concerns or something like that. And I'm super grateful that we truly have people that want to make each other better and that, have a team philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really fun watching that develop like over the years and seeing people speak up. And I feel like I could go to anyone on our team and ask for advice or help with anything. And I am confident that they would help. So I think that's a pretty great feeling to have a team like that and know
Yeah.
that they have your back.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. So did you have a question that you wanted to ask of me?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
So I was wondering what your thoughts are on if there is an actual bottom line benefit to companies fostering a gratitude culture in the workplace.
Yeah, I think without any doubt, 100%, 200% probably. I think that it's a basic human need to be valued and appreciated. And you can, you can do that with dollars, I guess, in some instances. But I think that the power of affirmation and demonstrating to others, sometimes in front of people, sometimes, privately, how important they are to you, how much they bring to the table, why they're important to the team. I think that that is such a huge part of job satisfaction. And I think that right now, the world is in an interesting place, and it's very much of an employee market, and people can jump ship if they want to. They can work basically anywhere. So many remote options are available now, and so this is one of the few things you have that maybe another team isn't thinking of and doing is really showing your team that they're valued. And for me, it's always that they're known. They know that I know them. I understand who they are. I understand their circumstances. I think that's all part of being valued as a person. Um, and I try as much as possible to share that philosophy with everybody and encourage people to cheer each other on. And I think we do that. We're all pretty good about that. Anytime something really cool comes through, if we get a letter of recommendation or if an owner sends a good word, we always share that as a team. And everybody's really great about cheering that person on, whoever it's about. I think all of those things are really critical to someone staying. And right now, that's the bottom line. The bottom line value is that person staying on and giving you their best. I think it improves productivity. I think it improves focus. Instead of wondering and worrying, am I valued here? Do these people think I'm good at my job? They know that I think that, and that allows them to focus on being creative or, doing what's the task at hand. And I think that that's the bottom line win, is that you retain your people and that you have people that have been working together for a long time, like we do. We have people ranging from, I think, at the minimum, we're at like a 5-year range. You've been with us for almost 10 years. We have people that have been here for 22 years. We have a group of people that really likes working together, and they also demonstrate value to each other. So it's not just a a leader relationship with employees, it's employee to employee, making each other feel valued as well. Everybody wants to work with a good team. And clearly, what you mentioned earlier, you feel like you work with a good team and you feel like they're valuable. You feel like they have your back, but they also have the answers to some of your questions. And that's a great thing. And I know that people come to you often because you're our controller. So everything to do with a financial question is going to come your way, and they trust you and they know that you are going to, if you don't know the answer for whatever reason, you're going to find out exactly what it is and they can count on you. So I think without question, the bottom line value is employee retention.
I think that's so insightful. And I think that's something that everybody here in particular you is really good at. It, obviously, people go to work and there's that financial component as far as the paycheck goes, but to know that you're seen and, when you go the extra mile, that it's recognized and that just makes you want to try so much harder, and it's just so much more rewarding, I think, for everybody to hear that and know that it's noticed.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank you for chatting with me today. And I mentioned it earlier, but I want you to know I'm grateful for you. And I
I'm
think
grateful for you too.
thank
Thank
you.
you.